Hi guys, yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back once again to Ghost Gaming 83. Of course, you all know me. I am Ghost, and I'll be your host for today. Today is a very special episode of Evony, the King's Return. Today, we will be putting two tavern general on a battle for each other to see who obtained the greatest victory between Trajan and Jung Hung Dao. On your left, you have Trajan. On your right, you have Tran Hung Dao. Let's see the stats for Trajan. So we have basically the basic stats: leadership, attack, and defense. And Trajan's leadership is 118, attack 109, defense 120. Now these stats are pretty high for a basic general, a tavern general. You can of course obtain this general in the tavern for 35 million gold. If you have the gold, I would suggest you take it. Also, you can also obtain this general through one of those events, um, which you every packs you buy, you get a few points or tokens, and you can claim him if he happens to be in that event. The third opportunity, the third way to obtain him is through events packets if he showed up. But you know why waste all those money for events packets when you have, if you collect 35 million golds and you go into the tavern, he shows up, you click obtain and recruit, and then you can have him. So let's take a look at his special skill. His special skill is increase ground troops attack and defense at 15%, as well as ground troop HP by 20% when general is leading the army. You know, when I'm looking at his special skill, he's a diverse general, so you can basically use him as an attack general. I wouldn't suggest much of a defense general for wall general, but his stats gave him an overall multi-purpose role that you can play. And of course, I think that you can put him as a wall general if you want to. I've seen that happen on server war. I've seen that happen on my server, and also Battlefield for Bok and Bog. People do tend to put Trajan as a wall general. Now it's up to you if you want to or not. If you want to use him as an attack general or defense general, it's up to how your playstyle is. Now let's check out his specialty. He has ground troop assault, which of course give him 10% extra to his attack and HP. He has let me see, formation. This gives 10% to his ground troop and mount troop attack. He also has ground troop Ares, and this gives him 10% to all three stats for his troops, which is the attack, HP, and defense. And of course, if you max out all his three of his ruins, you would activate the last one, which is 16% of troops attack, 16% of HP, and of course march size increase of 10%. That is if you want to send this general with the rest of your army to strike someone or to hit someone, the march size increase is needed. So as like I said, if you want to obtain this general, and if you want to use it as a hitter or a wall general, it's up to you. He's multi-purpose. His skills is basically balanced between attack, health power, and defense, and you could use him in the multi-purpose role if you want. Now I have the privilege of asking people around our server and also other server during SVS and in Bog and Bog Battlefield. And some of them gives me outstanding numbers of why and what reason they would or would not pick Trajan to play with. Let's take a look at the voting poll for Trajan. So a lot of people voted. This poll is based on 0 to 50 to 100. Okay, so attack, people voted around 30, 40. HP close to 50. Defense on Trajan is pretty good. A lot of people vote him, and of course multi-purpose role outstandingly over the 50 points that we were expected of him. And of course skills, that includes that all his specialties, all his skills combines, what type of skills he gives the player. So while conducting, asking around, conducting questions, and want to know what other people think about Trajan, is it worth it to get him? If you don't have any other general laying around, is it worth it for your 35 million go to, be spent in the tavern for Trajan? Is Trajan a good general to obtain? It's a basic general to obtain temporary to play with, and 48.1% of the voters, the players, that says yes. If other people don't have any other general that can do what Trajan does, then go ahead and obtain Trajan, and you'll be looking at a well-built general if you focus on building him. Now later on, if you have a new general that you obtain while you purchase some packages, keep Trajan. You can basically send one march for Trajan and then the other march for the different general too, but you can switch back and forth to see how the feels is like. Okay, let's go to Tran Hung Dao. Let's see how he is. Jungkuon Dao leadership is 108, attack 102, defense 103, and of course politics. We're just gonna skip politics right now. His basic stat is pretty low compared to Trajan. Let's go ahead and take a look at his special skill. Increase the ground troops HP by 20% and siege machine by attack by 30% when general is the main city defense general. So the difference between Jungkuon Dao and Trajan is that Jungkuon Dao, he is specifically only for main city defense. You cannot use him for attack because he's not built for an attack. He does not have a multi-purpose attack skills or anything like that. All he does is have an increase of 20% HP for ground, and then siege attack by 30%. The main reason why his attack is up there at 102 is because the only main attack that he'll have to counter attack the enemy is his siege machine. So let's take a look at his specialty and see what it offers us. Siege machine formation, 10% to siege machine attack and defense. His second stats, 20%. Ambush, 20% added to his trap trigger chance, and of course 10% is added to his in-city range and siege machine attack. Third stat, siege machine Ares, 10% is added to all three stats as siege machine attack and HP, and of course defense. And the last one, if you unlock all three of the runes, the last one will give you 30% of in siege in city siege machine attack, and of course negative 30% to enemy range troop attack. So when I look at all his specialties, it's mostly focused on siege machine, and a little bit of range. So this is a wall defense general, and the way I see it is that he cannot be used as an attack general at all. Let's take a look at the graph on the right. Siege attack 30%, HP 20%, and ground defense 0%. So when you skill this general up, I would suggest you put in some ground defense to give him a 25% boost, and then siege machine attack and a siege machine range bonus, because he has everything else. He has HP by 20%. He has another 30% for siege attack, but he does not have ground defense, and you need a little bit of ground defense in your wall general, because ground defense is the backbone of your castle. Now let's take a look as a voting poll, what other people, what other player would say to him or about him. So attack, as you can see, the poll slightly changed for Tran Hung Dao. His attack is around mid 50, around 30. His HP is 20%. His defense falls down 50. Trajan's defense exceeded 50. His multi-purpose role, well, he doesn't have any multi-purpose role. You can't take him out to attack anyone, because he's basically he's a wall defense general. He stays in back of the wall and makes sure the city is safe. His skills is overall okay, under 50. So what do all the people say? Would they use him? Let's see. So percentage vote to play Tran Hung Dao, 52%, 52.8%. Now that's amazed me, is because Trajan has a load of load of vote to obtain to play, while Tran has 52.8% to obtain to play. But on the other hand, Trajan has a higher stat than Tran. Let's see the final. As you can see, Evony players voting poll. With all the questions asked, what do the people like to see? Compare Trajan with Tran Hung Dao. What's his specialty? What's his power? What's his defense? His overall buffs? Is it worth it? And total. So 65 people vote Trajan over attack, over 52 of Tran Hung Dao. 40 people voted HP over 30 people. 82 voted defense, exceeding over 66. Total buff, 50% voted over 45. And is it worth it to obtain Trajan or Tran Hung Dao to play? 38 voted for Trajan and 33 voted for Tran Hung Dao. And the total, if you put them all together, 55 voted for Trajan and 45 voted for Tran Hung Dao. The reason why people voted for Trajan is of his multi-purpose skills. You could use him as an attack general, but at the same time you can use him as a defense general. Okay, but on the other hand, Tran Hung Dao only has one purpose to his stats, is wall defense. So he's the only general that you can put on wall defense, while you have to use other general to do the attacking. So he only has one role. So in this case, this round between Trajan and Tran Hung Dao, who wins the battle? Who wins this round? And it goes to Trajan. Thanks everyone. This is a new video, a new concept that I'll be doing. Please subscribe, like, and turn on your notification. And I'll make sure next video will have something of a different value to you. And I'll try my best to create new contents here and there. But give me a like, show some supports, and I thank you. Happy gaming, and I'll see you later. Later, guys.